we have parents who have kids who, perhaps because of how they haven't been able to show up with acceptance and attunement, have pulled away, particularly teens. They've sort of written off the parent as not being a reliable and safe place to come. And of course, this ties into peer orientation, which I want to explore with you. So can you just pick a direction to go in around the youngster who has not had up to now an experience of a parent being a safe place to be who they are, and who are perhaps then turning to their peers or withdrawing altogether?
Well, I was such a parent, for all kinds of reasons. And individuation, which I mentioned earlier, becoming our own separate, distinct selves, is just a natural process. And it shows up in two major times in life. One is around 1.5, when kids start saying no to the parent.
Mm,
That's a process of individuation. We mistake it for bad behavior. It
right.
isn't. It's instinctive, because the kid says, I got to become my own person. And so the automatic way to do that is to say no. And then it happens again in teenagehood, where there's another natural drive for individuation to become their own people in a much more sophisticated way than at age 1.5. Now, that's always been the case. But in traditional societies, that individuation and the maturation process was still in the context of healthy relationship with adults. So
Right.
there's, for example, the Jewish bar mitzvah ceremony is really the ceremony of the individuation. I'm now becoming an adult, independent member of the community.
Hmm.
But it was in the context of communal acceptance and even celebration. And if you look at indigenous societies, there's always some individuation ceremony or ritual,
Hmm.
but led by elders, not against,
Yeah.
but in, under the guidance of. Now, in our society, since children have a need to attach, and if their parents are not available as safe or available attachment figures, kids will attach to their peer group. And now they start pushing against the parent because their brains can't handle competing attachments.
Mm,
So the immature brain cannot handle competing primary attachments. So
okay.
once kids connect to the peer group, they start pushing away from the parents. And especially if the parents haven't been able to be safe and present and attuned and so on. And now the challenge here is then basically to seduce these kids back into relationship with us. When I say seduce, I don't mean anything nefarious. I just mean seduce means to lead away. That's the meaning of the word. We need to lead them back to us. How do we do that? By offering them that which we didn't give them before,
Yeah.
which is unconditional loving acceptance and an unshakable commitment to the relationship, despite all the slaps in the face that we might receive,
Mm,
because we will. But you have to hang in there, and you have to know that you got something to offer this kid that nobody else can.